I'm giving a modern translation. And then the Prophet smiled, Ya Rasulullah, what makes you smile? Jibreel just come and told me when Umar is put in the grave and the angels come, they ask him, Man Rabbuka, who's your Lord? You say, my Lord is Allah. Who's your Lord? Where you coming from? My Nabi is Rasulullah. Who you after? My deen is Islam. Where you coming from? So Umar is Umar, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. There are more than 20 places. Allah liked what Umar said so much. Allah sent Jibreel with the same word. Jibreel, go and take the same words Umar said and take them back and tell my beloved Prophet to say the same words. Allahu Akbar. More than 20 places. And the Prophet said, Allah talks to Umar. Umar is not a Nabi, but Allah talks to him. When Umar radiallahu anhu embraced Islam, Jibreel alayhi salam came, Ya Rasulullah, are you happy at the Islam of Umar? Yes, I'm very happy. Ya Rasulullah, oh, the angels are happy as well. Are they congratulating you for the Islam of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu? Allahu Akbar. So Umar didn't know anything, na'uzubillah. Unko to samajh nahi hai, Allah ta'ala aur baatein karte hai, lekin ye baat Allah ne bhi Hazrat Umar se to na ki. That knock it down. He let it be. Not 1 day, 2 days, 11 years Hazrat Umar would go there. And eventually he wanted to be buried there as well. He wanted to be buried there as well. When Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu's funeral was ready to be buried, his mayyit was ready to be buried. And this hadith is given as well. And Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he says, when Hazrat Umar's body was laying ready to be buried, somebody put their hand on my shoulder and he said, oh, Umar, I always knew you would be buried here. I heard Rasulullah say so many times, قلت أنا وأبو بكر وعمر, I said this and so did Abu Bakr and Umar. I went, ذهبت أنا وأبو بكر وعمر, I went and so did Abu Bakr and Umar. I saw this and so did Abu Bakr and Umar. I taught this, التفت أنا وأبو بكر وعمر. I taught this, the same thing I thought did Abu Bakr and the same thing Umar thought. And the Prophet would say, I saw and so did Abu Bakr and Umar. And I knew, O Umar, when Rasulullah was buried here. Then Abu Bakr came and joined Rasulullah. I knew you would be buried here. And Abdullah bin Abbas says, I looked back. And you know who it was? It was Ali radiallahu anhu. Even Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was aware, Allahu Akbar, the man who deserves to be with Rasulullah, first and foremost Abu Bakr, and then Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhuma. One hadith the Prophet said, خُلِقْتُ أَنَا وَأَبُو بَكْرَ وَعُمَرْ مِنْ تُرْبَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Me and Abu Bakr and Umar have been created from the same dust. Allah made Rasulullah, whatever was left over Allah made Abu Bakr, whatever was left over Allah made Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhuma. And he said, وَفِيهَا نُدْفًا, and this is where we will be buried as well. One of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu's sons, his name was Muhammad bin Hanafiya. Allah blesses Ali with many sons, 14 of them. We only know 2, They are Hassan and Hussein. He had how many sons? 14. Hassan and Hussein. Then one he named Abdullah, one he named Ubaidullah. 3 he named after Rasulullah. Muhammad Akbar, Muhammad Awsat, Muhammad Asghar. That makes 7. MashaAllah, he loved Rasulullah so much. Every year when Hazrat Ali would do a qurbani for himself, he would always do one for Rasulullah as well. He loved Rasul. He named 3 of his sons Muhammad. Muhammad Akbar, Muhammad Awsat, Muhammad Asghar. One of our elders, Mufti Zainul Abidin Sahib Rahmatullah Alayhi, Allah brought him into Tabligh in the time of Molana Yusuf. And he spent time with Molana Yusuf, plenty time. And he loved him so much. Allah blessed him with many sons. He named them all Yusuf. Yusuf Awwal, Yusuf second, Yusuf third, Yusuf fourth, Yusuf fifth. All of them Yusuf. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu named his 3 of his sons Muhammad. 2 Hassan and Hussein, Abdullah, Ubaidullah, 3 Muhammads, Muhammad Akbar, Muhammad Awsat, Muhammad Asghar. 4 he named after his family members, Jafar, Yahya, Aun and Abbas. 7 and 4 is? And then how many does that leave? 14 minus 11 is? 3. You know what he named them? Abu Bakr, 1 he named, 1 Umar, 1 Usman. People they say Abu Bakr and Umar they wronged Ali and the family of Rasulullah. अभी जो आदमी दुश्मन हो, दुश्मन के नाम पर औलाद के नाम रखते हैं. Anybody put your hands up if anybody's son's name is Abu Jahl. Anybody's son's name Abu Lahab. Firaun, Harun. You'll see plenty of Yusuf, Yahya, Musa, Isa. MashaAllah, and others, MashaAllah. It's a bit of a joke, but एक पठान का और एक अरबी का आपस में झगड़ा हुआ. One Pathan had an argument with an Arab. They went to Hajj. The Pathan went to Hajj. And he had an argument with an Arab. And the Arab said, oh, you Pathans are so backward. Allah didn't send any prophets in you. All the prophets came here in this blessed land. So Pathan ne kaha, wo Musa Khan, Isa Khan kaun tha? Pathan nahi kaha tha, tumhara baap tha. That Musa Khan, Isa Khan, if they were not Pathans, what were they? Who were they then? Allahu Akbar. So everybody all over the world, they named their children Musa, Isa, MashaAllah, Adam, Ibrahim, Nuh, Abu Bakr and Yusuf and Umar, MashaAllah. Why? Because we have respect for them. Nobody names their children Firaun. He was a big king. Bada tha. Lekin koi aadmi rakhta hai apne bachon ke naam. So if Hazrat Ali had any differences with Hazrat Abu Bakr and Umar, so apne bachon ke naam rakhte? Hazrat Ali named his son Abu Bakr and Umar and Usman. Allah blessed Hazrat Hassan with many children, where he gave his children other names. He gave one Abu Bakr, one Umar. Allah blessed Hazrat Hussain with children. He named them sons, other names. He named one. He made sure there was one Abu Bakr and one Umar. Today, if your name is Abu Bakr or Umar, any Abu Bakr and Umar here, put your hands up if your name is Abu Bakr or Umar. Brothers, come on. You got to name your children Abu Bakr and Umar. You make a niyat, the next time Allah gives you a son, you got to name him Abu Bakr. And you have to name him Umar. You have to name them Usman as well. And this is the sunnat of Hazrat Ali, sunnat of Hazrat Hassan, sunnat of Hazrat Hussain. So if your name is Abu Bakr and Umar, you might be whatever. You might be going to discos or whatever, but there's one thing you are definitely not, and that is you are definitely not a Shia. There's not a single Shia in the world with the name Abu Bakr and Umar and Usman. Even they are scared. Down 1400 years down the line, it's still Umar sends shivers in their hearts. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu's eldest son after Hassan and Hussein was Muhammad bin Hanafiya. And Muhammad bin Hanafiya, his mother's name was Hanafiya. And she was a woman, she was given to Hazrat Ali, you know by who? By Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. When Hazrat Abu Bakr sent an army with Khalid bin Walid to deal with Musaylama Kadhab, and he was killed, and many captives were brought in. Allahu Akbar. Allah Abu Bakr, may Allah reward you. Bhi hum du'ain kare bhi na kare, he's with Rasulullah. He doesn't need our du'as. He doesn't need our du'as. He's with Rasulullah. Many people, they are so anti-Abu Bakr. In Pakistan, many years ago, there was a jalsa in Lahore. There was a jalsa in Lahore, and one zakir. And in Pakistan, when there are jalsas, they are not in masjids. All in the open. Not thousands, tens of thousands of people in Lahore, Karachi. Pakistan is Pakistan. And then, mashallah, tens of thousands of people, one Shia Zakir said, while telling the people the incident of in the cave of Hira, in the cave of Saur, Hijrat ki raat ka waqia suna raha tha, कि हजूर की गोद मुबारक है, Abu Bakr की गोद है और हजूर का सर है. When Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu went into the cave, and you all know the story, and then he cleaned up, and then he laid down, and he invited Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, spread his legs out, and the Prophet put his noble head in his lap, and along came a snake wanting to see Rasulullah as well. Had waited for some ulama, they say centuries Allah inspired him, and he was waiting for Rasulullah. And in any case, the snake bit the heel of Abu Bakr, and the poison flowed into his body and began to have effect. And Hazrat Abu Bakr, when he could no longer tolerate the pain, tears flowed down his cheeks. And when Rasulullah was there, to see the noble face of Rasulullah once, the Prophet said, La tamassan naru musliman ra'ani or ra'amar ra'ani. Any Muslim who has seen me, seen Rasulullah once, fire of Jahannam will not only not touch him, but not touch someone who sees him in the time. کہ حضور کو دیکھنا ہے صرف نہیں, جس نے حضور کو دیکھا اس کو بھی کوئی دیکھ لے تو جہنم کی آگ اس کو بھی نہیں چھیڑے گی. And he says then in Mishkat there's a hadith, it says Rasulullah had such an awesome personality. حضور کا اتنا روب تھا. You look and give me eye contact, yeah? But Sahaba could not give Rasulullah eye contact. When they would be sitting in the company of Rasulullah, حضور کے چہرے انور کا اتنا روب تھا, Sahaba would simply look down. If anybody could look at Rasulullah, only Abu Bakr and Umar. It says in hadith, they would look at Rasulullah and smile, and Rasulullah would look at them and smile. All the other Sahaba, they would be in the company of Rasulullah, and when Rasulullah would be present, they would have their heads down. Out of the awesome personality of Rasulullah, they couldn't look into his eyes. To see Rasulullah from a distance, that's it. No Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani, no Mujaddid Al-Fisani, no Bayezid Bustami, Khaja Muinuddin Chishti Ajmeri, or whoever. Anybody who saw Rasulullah once, the status he will get in Jannat. No Imam Abu Hanifa, no Imam Malik, Imam Bukhari. Allah will reward them with a reward that they deserve, and that will not be ordinary reward either. Lot of people have got a lot of problem with Imam Abu Hanifa as well. And internet is such a fitna. On the internet, if you type from Banu Hanifa to Abu Hanifa, type in the name Shamshad Salafi. He is a man, and this was a recording made in Jeddah. It's on the internet, and people are watching it. Allah forbid, Allah forbid. Jab khabasat ghalib aa jaye, he says, jo Musalma kazab nahi kar saka, wo Abu Hanifa kar gaye. He is comparing Abu Hanifa rahimahullah to be worse than Musalma Kazab. His name is Rana Shamshad Salafi. Allama Anwar Shah Kashmiri rahmatullah alayh farmaya karte the, ye sab Imam Abu Hanifa ka sadqa hai. But our children don't know. Anybody who's been in one halaqa, he'll tell you Nasruddin Albani is the greatest, but our children don't know who Abu Hanifa is, rahimahullah. So I was saying, no Imam Abu Hanifa, Abdul Qadir Jilani, Bayezid Bustami, Muinuddin Chishti Ajmeri, rahmahumullah. Allah will give them all the reward that they deserve, but the reward Allah will give one Sahabi who saw Rasulullah even from a distance. That is his share. Wo unka haq hai. That is all their share. Everybody else saw Rasulullah from distance, but Abu Bakr Qurban jayen, there is Rasulullah. As though Allah is giving Abu Bakr opportunity. Abu Bakr, have a good look. Have a look to your heart's fill as much as you want. Can you imagine those days, as Umar said, Abu Bakr, I want to make a deal. What's the deal? I don't want to sell a house, exchange house. Abu Bakr, deal. Umar, what? Me, all my family, whatever we've ever done, I'm responsible, I'm giving you the reward of everything. Take everything. Whatever we have, any member of any family, in my family, whatever anybody's ever done, will ever do, Abu Bakr, take everything. Just give me the reward of one night. Omar, what night? The night you spent with the beloved Prophet of Allah in the cave. Omar, you're not fooling me on that one. Abu Bakr was Abu Bakr, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. That night he spent with Rasulullah in the cave. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Ali was resting in Rasulullah's bed. Hazrat Ali to aram farma rahe the, jawan the. He was resting, but Abu Bakr is taking all the pain. He's taking all the pain. So the Zakir said, the snake came, bit the heel, or, and he was trying to imply the graves where Rasulullah is buried. They are nearby, but they are separate graves. Hazur ki qabr mubarak alada hai, Hazrat Abu Bakr ki qabr mubarak alada hai, Hazrat Umar ki, his grave is separate graves. In the same hujra, but separate. So he said, here, Abu Bakr's lap, the Prophet's head. The body is touching the body. So yahan saap aaya, snake came, he bit the heel. Zair phaili ke nahi phaili? Zair phaili na? So you see, the body is touching the body. The snake came, serpent came, and he bit the heel. And the poison traveled in spite of Abu Bakr being with Rasulullah, jism ke saath laga hua hai, and the poison penetrated, and Abu Bakr was bitten, and he was in pain. तो जहाँ वहाँ एक सांप ने डांग मारा तो यहाँ ये असर हुआ, तो कब्र में क्या होगा जहाँ बहुत आते हैं. समझ गए? तो लोगों का तो ईमान लरस गया. People came to Allama Sahib, please. He said, I'll give an answer. He'll give an answer. ये मुनाजरा भी फर्ज किफाया है. People don't think, oh, these things are not important. ये ऐसा एक जरासीम लग जाए तो पूरी कम्युनिटी का ईमान बहा कर ले जाता है. Sometimes you can do whatever, just small virus spreads in the community, everybody's in with the flu. तो ये कुफर का वायरस भी जब थोड़ा सा भी फैल जाए ना, तो अगर संभालने वाले ना हो तो सबका ईमान जाता है. So these things are also important. Allama Sahib said, I'll give you an answer, but not here. I'll give you an answer in the jalsa. तुम भी कराओ जलसा, मैं जलसे में जवाब दूंगा. I'll give an answer in the jalsa. The whole Lahore turned up. Mochi Darwaza. And big public. And Allama Sahib is Allama Sahib, those who've seen him, may Allah bless him. And he said, repeated the same tone. Saamp aaya, dang mara. And the poison penetrated. लेकिन मौत हुई तो पता क्या चला, नबी साथ हो तो सांप 1000 डंग मारे. If you are with the Prophet, doesn't matter how many serpents or who whatever does whatever, when the Prophet is with you, you got nothing to worry about. So Abu Bakr is Abu Bakr. Muhammad bin Hanafiya rahimahullah radiyallahu anhu, son of Hazrat Ali, he asked his father Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, oh ya Abi, he said, Saltu Abi an ayyun nasi afdal ba'da an-nabiy sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Our father, who is the best man after Abu Bakr, after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Who's asking? Hazrat Ali's son Muhammad bin Hanafiya. And when Musaylama Kadhab's army was defeated, captives came, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu realized that he saw this woman Hanafiya. He said to Hazrat Ali, take this woman. I'm hopeful Allah will give barakah. And he is her son. Similarly, in the time of Hazrat Umar, when captives came along from Persia, there were other captives, and there was a princess. Her name was Shahrbano. Hazrat Umar looked at her, and he saw, and he said, and he felt, this princess of Persia is fitting for the prince of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he gave Shahrbanu to be the wife of Hazrat Hussein radiyallahu anhu. He didn't give her to Abdullah bin Umar, he gave her to Hussein radiyallahu anhu. And when Hazrat Hussein was martyred in Karbala, Shahrbanu, the gift of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu to Hazrat Hussein, she was by his side. And she is the mother of Imam Zainul Abidin. And she was given to Hazrat Hussein by Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So if people read history, the Khulafa Rashidin, Abu Bakr and Umar, nothing but favored the Ahle Bayt. But they tell you otherwise on these kufr channels. So Muhammad bin Hanafiya, finally, he asked his father, Ali radiyallahu anhu, Father, Ayyun nasi afdal ba'da an-nabiy sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who is the best man after Rasulullah? And he said, Abu Bakr. Then he said, Thumma man, who after Abu Bakr? And then Hazrat Ali said, Umar. Then he said, Wa khashitu an yaqula Usman, faqultu thumma anta. And he said, if I asked him who else, I was afraid he would say Usman. So I said, oh father, after Umar, was it you? He goes, no, ma ana illa rajulun min al-muslimin. I was just an ordinary Muslim. Hazrat Ali wasn't an ordinary Muslim. And there's not many people in this ummah better than Hazrat Ali. Only 3. But this is the respect and the love that Hazrat Ali had for Abu Bakr and Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. Otherwise he wouldn't have named his children after Abu Bakr and Umar. And then he named his children after Abu Bakr and Umar. And then his sons, Hassan radiallahu anhu, named his sons Abu Bakr and Umar. And then his other brother, Hussein radiallahu anhu, named his sons Abu Bakr and Umar. And as well as that, if they had enmity, mashallah, you have children, when they grow up, then you're worried about getting married, looking for partners in their lives for them. What's the first place you look? رشتہ داروں میں دیکھتے ہیں نا, وہ گناہ تو نہیں نا, رشتہ داروں میں دیکھتے ان کا بھی بھلا ہو جائے, آپ کا بھی بھلا ہو جائے. People look in relatives, cousins, and if there are people that you don't like, well, that be the last place you look. ہمارے ہاں we are Hanfi, alhamdulillah, we follow fiqh Hanfi. Say alhamdulillah. گھبرائے نہیں, shouldn't be ashamed. Fiqh Hanfi is directly the juice, cream of Quran and Hadith. It's not a new thing Imam Abu Hanifa invented. Some people make fun. They are what ifs. What if this happened and what if? Bilal Phillips, he says this often in his thing. They are what ifs. What if this happened and what if this happened? He calls Imam Abu Hanifa a what ifer. A what ifer is sunnat of Allah. Allah ki Allah bhi aise kehte hain. Quran mein ayat hai, law kana fihima alihatun illa Allah la fasadata. Allah bhi kehte hain. वो कहते हैं भी वो बात करो जो है. حدیث میں حضور نے جو فرمایا, follow. What if this happened and what if this happened? What's this bid'ah? This is not bid'ah. This is Quran. Allah says in the Quran, if there were two gods, لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا. If there were two gods, then there would have been problem. So Abu Hanifa rahimahullah is only doing what Allah has said in the Quran. But if only people know, लेकिन वो तो Quran पढ़ते ही नहीं ना, वो तो हदीस ही सिर्फ पढ़ते हैं ना. They say hadith, but hadith is often zaif as well. Zaif hai, mawzu hote hain. Like they say Fuzal Amal is full of fabricated hadiths. Hadithon mein fabricated bhi hoti hain, zaif bhi hoti hain. But the Quran, can you say this is the zaif ayat of Quran? No. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, his first stop would be the Quran. The Quran. Allahu Akbar. Anyway, our fiqh is fiqh Hanfi. Shion ki yahan their fiqh is known as fiqh Jafariya. They follow Imam Jafar Sadiq. Imam Jafar Sadiq rahimahullah is one of the teachers of Imam Abu Hanifa, just was as his father. Imam Muhammad Baqir in Tazkiratul Hufaz Allama Shamsuddin Zabi has written, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he studied under one of the greatest tabi'een, the great Imam of Makkah, Imam Ata bin Abi Rabah, and he also studied under the great Imam of Medina, Imam Muhammad Baqir, who had studied under prominent Sahaba. So it's not that Imam Abu Hanifa didn't know. He knew, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. And Imam Jafar Sadiq, the Shias regard themselves as a central Imam, and their fiqh is referred to Imam Jafar Sadiq. Hence they call it fiqh Jafariya. Imam Jafar Sadiq's mother, her name was Farwa. Name was Farwa. She is the great granddaughter of Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu from two sides. Abu Bakr radiyallahu Allah, Abu Bakr, what can we say? Abu Bakr, he did so much for Rasulullah. The Prophet said, whoever has favored me in any way, I have repaid all their favors except Abu Bakr. Allah will deal with him on the day of Qiyamah. And Allah dealt with Abu Bakr not just on the day of Qiyamah, in dunya as well. He is the only Sahabi, 4 generations of Sahaba. 4 generations. Both of his parents were Sahabi. He himself Sahabi. His sons and all his sons and daughters were Sahabi, with the exception of Muhammad. His children, sons and daughters. Some of his grandchildren were Sahabi as well. Abdul Rahman's son was a Sahabi, as Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti has written in Tariqul Khulafa. And Abdullah bin Zubair was also his grandson from his daughter was also Sahabi. 4 generations of Sahaba in one family. No other. Hazrat Ali, very noble and special, but his father, he wasn't Sahabi, Abu Talib. Hazrat Umar, very special, but his father, Khattab, wasn't a Sahabi, he wasn't a Muslim. But Abu Bakr was Abu Bakr. From his sons, his son Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman had a daughter. Her name was Asma. And then from his other son Muhammad had a son. His name was Qasim. So Qasim bin Muhammad bin Abi Bakr, he married Asma bint Abdul Rahman bin Abi Bakr. Allah gave them a daughter together, and they named her Farwa, and she is the mother of Imam Jafar Sadiq. As Imam Jafar Sadiq used to say, just as I am hopeful in the shafaat of Hazrat Ali on the day of Qiyamah, I am twice as much hopeful in the shafaat of Abu Bakr. He is my grandfather from 2 sides. So Shias, if only they knew, they owe more to Abu Bakr than Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, if only they knew. But we don't know either. They were our elders. MashaAllah. So this is our children need fazail. Don't get me wrong, they need fazail. Without fazail, they won't be here even. But along with fazail, when you eat, our Gujarati brothers eat halwa before they eat. We Pakistanis have it afterwards. But mashallah, you have halwa, then you have biryani, and then you have another sweet dish, along with Pepsi, along with some juice and whatever, and chips and mashallah chicken. You need everything, mashallah. That was a nice meal, balanced meal they say. A balanced meal. So you need fazail, you need masail, you need aqaid as well. You need aqaid and you need a bit of history as well. The Quran is also a book of history. You need history, otherwise you don't know who your elders were. If you don't know who Maulvi Qasim Nanotwi was, Rashid Ahmad Gangohi, Haji Imdadullah Muhajir Makki, then obviously your children were here Albani. Yeah man, he was the greatest sheikh. So next time you'll see them doing this as well. Allah save us. So teach your children everything, mashallah. May Allah bless them. May Allah make them the coolness of your eyes. MashaAllah, may Allah takes work of deen from them. And MashaAllah, may Allah keep us all upon Islam as long as we live. So we live like Muslims and die like Muslims and rise like Muslims on the day of Qiyamah.